Hi everyone, welcome back to Love Molinar, and this is going to be your messages in the music. This is where I do an intuitive reading based on messages that are in songs. A little bit about how messages in the music came about was that years ago I started noticing that certain songs would repeat in my environment, or a pattern of songs would come on in the same exact order, and it would happen time and time again, or people would come up and literally sing songs or lyrics in my ear. And so I started paying attention. I mean, where I was at on my own spiritual ascension was understanding that the universe speaks to us in so many different ways. Not only the universe, whatever you believe in, your ancestors who have passed away, your spirit guides, angels, everything in the universe is here to communicate with us. It's really up to the individual in order to be able to discern what is being communicated to them. And so, music, I'm a huge lover of music, especially lyrics, romantic at heart, my mom and I. And I started to notice that certain situations, certain questions, certain answers, certain confirmations that I needed were coming to me through songs, through lyrics, and they were telling a story. So that is what gave way to messages in the music, and I figured, hey, if it's helping me, I'm sure it could help other people. So that's why I'm doing it, and it's a lot of fun. Okay, so let's get started. Uh, at the top of our playlist is Better Be Good to Me by Tina Turner. I love this song. I remember when this song came out, and it's so freaking hot, and so it's Tina. Don't Stop Believing by Journey. I believe that this is the second time Journey has popped up on this Soul Connection playlist. Also, I'm a Believer by the Monkees. Changes by David Bowie. Beyond the Sea by Bobby Darin. How much I love him. Say a Little Prayer by Leanne LaHavas. If you have not heard from her, please go check her out. She does such a beautiful rendition of Aretha Franklin's Say a Little Prayer. So, right off the bat, I have to say, believing, believer, there's, I believe the masculines really want their feminines to, and also for themselves, to believe in this love, to believe in this journey, that because of the love that the feminines were serving up, were offering, this type of love is making them a believer. I believe that the masculines that these feminines are connected to have been hurt by love time and time and time again. If you ask them, they will tell you they've gotten the shitty end of the stick time and fucking time again. No matter what they've done, who they've chosen, they've always ended up getting the shitty end of the stick. So I feel like this person right away, they're pessimistic and they're a very practical person, but yet there's this love that makes them light up, that makes them want to believe in love. And with that, which I feel is really the root of the reading, and maybe let's just get right down to it. Let's just get down to the root of the reading. This song, the lyrics, the symbolism has not been able to leave me alone. It is just like every day, it's something, and that is. I'll just get right into it. Sorry. Okay, so waiting. There seems to be a lot of waiting around these soul connections. And I just want to say These are for people you are either together or you're not together. It doesn't matter. It's the same. This feminine energy, this masculine energy is the same, whether they're separated from this person or in a relationship with this person. There seems to be a lot of waiting. And the waiting has been just coming up and coming up and coming up. And I felt like, okay, waiting. Well, we should ask ourselves, like, what are we waiting for? Like, this permeates romanticism. It's like, what are we waiting for in our lives? What areas are we waiting for? Or are we waiting for someone else? Why are we waiting? And what is this waiting doing for us? You know, is it bringing us peace of mind? Is it bringing us clarity? Is it bringing us discernment? But what is this waiting doing? Now, in regards to the soul connections, I feel, and the waiting, I feel that there's two people and they're waiting. I don't know if they're waiting to see what the other person's going to do, or they're just waiting. And I feel that, and here's what's interesting, I feel that there is like, this is where it's fairy tale-ish, whereby somehow, magically, we're going to find ourselves back to each other without us doing anything. And that is a fairy tale, because actually this waiting has been going on for a period of time, okay? There's a seed. So you and the soul connection may literally be separated by a sea, or live by a sea of water. But water and sea in you and this person are connected. The sea represents emotions. There's so much emotions between you and this individual, okay? The emotions are as vast as the sea between you and this person. It's what keeps the both of you connected, okay? However, what happens to water that just sits there? Just sits there. Wait, it's not only sitting there, but in practicality, in reality, people litter. They throw shit in the sea all the time. Crap goes into the sea all the time. And then the sea's just sitting there, because there's no movement between you and this individual. There's no communication between you and this individual. Whether you're with this person or not, there's all these emotions and all these there's all these emotions, and then there's all the things that may have want to be said or have been said that have caused damage that is festering in this water. So now the sea has turned rancid because you're at a stalemate. This waiting and waiting and waiting has gone on for so long. The sea is turning rancid. It's pure. So that is one message regarding the sea between you and this individual. Now, the other flip side of this message is that perhaps you and this individual retreat by the sea. I know it sounds corny as hell, but the sea means something very deeply to you and this person, and both of you want to be by the sea. Also, I feel grand gesture. A grand gesture may be coming up where you may be meeting this person by the sea. You and this person may be having a date by the sea, but there's something with you and this person by the sea that will be surrounding a grand gesture to the both of you, and which is very, which is very exciting. So there's those two messages regarding, the sea. And again, that hope in believing that somehow, some way, our hearts are going to lead us, to one another, or something like that. But again, Things are not moving forward. Things are not moving backwards. They're just there waiting. And that's a stalemate. That is a stale energy that's being held hostage. So there's two sides of that. Some of you will be probably taking a trip. And another thing, if you feel inclined to go somewhere by the sea, by a body of water, take a cruise, it does not matter, go. This is such a prime time. We're in a time of really following your intuition. And, do not allow for your rational, logical mind to talk you out of it, because you really never know who you're going to meet. You don't know who you're going to bump into. There are a lot of destined meetings that are going to occur. Not only romantically with soulmates and, meeting of twin flames and, divine counterparts, but also of those same individuals, but as friends, as family members, as your children. That's the new soul tribe that's coming together, that we're birthing into creation, which is creating and welcoming these new soulmates. And soulmates are not only romantic. There's so much, again, your children, your animals, your family, your friends, your colleagues. You'll feel the connection once you meet these people. Okay, so changes. So many changes going on internally and externally. With Mercury being in retrograde, I know everyone, especially for me, I'm a Gemini, ruled by obviously Mercury. I've been feeling it. So many emotions coming up, and wanting changes, being afraid of changes. But between soulmates and these deep soul connections, I feel that spiritually, so many, excuse me, I just lost my train of thought. There are so many changes that are going on, letting go of certain ways of being, letting go of certain ways of thinking, being able to see how much you have changed. That self-reflection, I believe that the soul connections individually are coming into, wow, look how far I have come. And that is from self-worth, that's from self-love. It's awakening to that. And seeing the changes that they've orchestrated, and also the changes that have been put upon them so that they can expand, their capacity. So I feel that that's really exciting. Also, feminines. What can I say? These feminines that I channel for, you guys are sassy, you're ballsy and sexy. Just not taking shit from no one. I feel like better be good to me, like, come on, straight to the point. And it's being delivered by Tina Turner, and we all know Tina's backstory and her comeback story. And I feel that these particular feminines, I'm going to say this, and sometimes it's this, or these particular feminines, they have come so far. Talk about changes, changing their perception. They're still being asked to change their perception and the way they view things, and especially the way they view this soul connection. I feel like these feminines, they're, like the blindfolds are off. They know who the players are. They know who you are. And although they deeply, deeply love you, they feel that there is a certain element of danger when it comes to you. And not danger where, like, their life is in danger, but dangerous in, I know that there's something about you and there's something about me that is so synergy that it's that slippery slope. I could slip back into that, that lower life condition energy that just brought me more pain, more suffering. And I just want to know that if you want to do this dance with me, if you want to be in a relationship with me, then you will have to put on the dance shoes of truth, because this feminine or these feminines, whoever I'm picking up this energy for, they see your ridiculousness, and this means everyone's ridiculousness. This doesn't mean only the soul connection. They see everyone's ridiculousness, and they're just not having it. They're not interested in it, they're not blinded by it, and they're just not going to put up with your bullshit. Plain and simple. They don't care who you are. And that's just it. Like, they're pretty, like, I feel like their energy is just chill. There's no more fighting. There's no more convincing. If you and this person have been, like, at odds fighting, they're not trying to fight. They're probably trying to wave the truce flag or just, put out a white mat that represents truth. They're just no bullshit. If you want to do this, then this is how we're doing this. And if you don't want to do it that way, peace out, I'm good. Like, I felt that, type of energy. And she's just, it's kind of like, kind of very like matter of fact, like that type of relaxed kind of energy. I feel that in the past, this feminine, like she's very feisty, and sassy, but I feel a tiredness in her. I feel a tiredness with their energy. And again, Mercury's in retrograde. There's a new moon coming up, or we're in a new moon, and there's a lot of emotions that are being looked at, that are being revisited, and I feel that we all have to have patience with ourselves. And the feminines that I am picking up on, especially at this time, should have patience with themselves, but also applaud themselves for how far they've come. They're the ones that have orchestrated this change. And for very few masculines who are the ones who were the awakened spiritually ones, and then their feminines were the ones that were, I would say, so engrossed in the 3D. But definitely, the feminines that I'm reading for, I feel that they were on the forefront of this. They're the ones who really spiritually, and also whatever efforts they made practically, have gotten their lives to bloom this much, where they have this much discernment, and their spiritual abilities and their peace that they have made with themselves in regards to their soul connections. It's massive transformation. It is like night and day. It is that caterpillar turning into the butterfly and just flying. That's where these feminines are at. And their masculines see it. And their masculines see everything. They see it, they feel it because of the strong telepathy, and they're very, very proud of them. They're very, very proud to feel that. And I feel that also with the feminines is understanding and accepting how much love they have for this person, for your soul connection, how much love that is there for this person. Like these feminines, they love deeply and loyal. If they were animal totem, they would be the swan. They mate for life. The wolf, they mate for life. And I know there's some sort of bird that lives in Antarctica. They mate for life. That type of loyalty, that type of love is what these feminines are about. This is who they are, whether they met their soul connections or not. They met the soul connections to awaken themselves to a love like this, and to understand that love is an energy. It is a way of being. And to also to heal every single thing that got in the way of them and a true love. And that's what your quote unquote soulmate does, quote unquote twin flame. These deep soul connections are here to help us heal, to understand that we have always been whole. We don't need another person to complete us. That is a delusion. You know, it's like we are the cake. You, the individual, are the cake. Your partner, this great love, is the icing all in between, the layers of you. But they are not the cake and everything, and that is a misconception about love when we give another person all that power over us, And sometimes this person knows that they have this power, and on other times this person has no idea. But it's because we don't even consciously know that we are doing it. And when you meet your twin, and when you meet your soulmate, or whatever you're calling a divine counterpart, or just, you know, the love of my life, when you meet this person, all of your stuff comes to the surface to be healed, to show you. There's a transparency and a nakedness that you feel that you have never felt before with anyone, without even telling them about yourself. So these soul connections that I'm reading for, this is the type of love and telepathy that they are living out. So I hope you love your messages and the music. I don't know, every week it's something, you know, different. Also, I wanted to point out before I go is that I believe Journey's song, album that Don't Stop Believing is called Escape. And Escape picks up from the Pina Colada song last week. And again, you know, there is that synchronicity of escape. These two people want to escape together. I can't stop saying it. You know, it just keeps coming up. You know, these two people want to escape together. And I believe it came up it either came up in the masculine or feminine reading or something like that, of them wanting to, you know, be together, like a retreat or something like that. So I'm going to end it here. Thank you so much for listening. Please continue to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for your comments. And please join me next time. Take care.